I'd just like to say how moved I've been to see the mobilisation of students in Chile, both the secondary students and the university students. And I think for me there are two reasons why I find this I think this is particularly important. Firstly, because it shows the extent to which people care about public higher education and the importance that they give to it, but also the awareness that exists in the population as to the dangers of privatisation. And I think this kind of awareness we don't see in all places, and I think it's sometimes these factors are very subtle, and I think this is a very good sign in Chile, apart from the very difficult situation that we see. So really I wish all of those people, both students and other sectors of society who are involved in this mobilisation, I wish you the very best in your campaign, and I hope very much that you achieve the goals that this kind of campaign wishes to achieve. Both changes in policy, but also the experience of coming together in this way and affirming the importance of some of these issues. It's interesting to reflect on two other countries that I'm involved in which are the UK, where I live, but also Brazil, which is a country in which I do research. And both of these countries, if we look at the higher education level, are experiencing or have experienced significant processes of privatisation. In the UK, the introduction of fees for public universities, or semi-public universities. In Brazil, a very long period of expansion of the private sector, but more recent reinvestment in higher education. But I've seen some figures recently that show an extraordinary difference between both these two countries and Chile. Chile, according to these figures, only invests 0.27% of its GDP in public higher education. And Brazil is around 0.75 and the UK around 0.85. So even countries that we consider to be very privatised in higher education have a much higher rate. And most interesting of all is that the United States, which is so often put forward as the great example of private higher education, has about 1%. So nearly 4 times the proportion of GDP invested in public higher education is a very strong public. This really shows how the very dangerous situation that we're seeing in Chile and the importance of this mobilisation. And, well, why is it a dangerous thing? Well, for me, there are two interlinked reasons why the defence of public higher education is important. Firstly, the stratification of institutions that you have in a marketised system. So this is the equity aspect of the question. Contrary to the arguments of those who support the free market, competition does not produce absolute increases in quality across the system. It simply rations quality in relation to the price of a degree, although that may happen in more extreme and more tempered ways depending on the country. And the second point is the undermining of the very purpose of the university and higher education. So it moves from being a pursuit of understanding of the world and benefit for society towards the interests of private, whether those be corporations or individuals. And of course that influence in undermining the purpose of higher education is not only in the private institutions, but as we can see all around the world, starts to influence even the public institutions as well. So these are the reasons why this is such a pressing and important campaign, and why the actions of those people engaged in mobilisations is so important. And I wish you again the best in your campaign.
Thank you.